And of course, we have profitable agribusinesses which there can easily come in. But we are talking about fourth industrial revolution, which is a new dimension, of technology in the technology space. And of course, in Nigeria, this is not just a federal ministry of agriculture, it's a federal ministry of science and technology because it's an intervention. And if we are talking about that, then of course there has to be a program which I know that the Anchor Borrower scheme, which was set up by one of the African presidents for their farmers in order to enhance capacity and also to build up their productivity and also go a long way to form a major intervention for them to tackle food insecurity.
In this era of new technology in the farming industry, in the farming sector, and the fourth industrial revolution, of course, what is your take on the role of women and the youth, and also in some remote places in the continent or in different African countries? You can use Nigeria or anyone, for example.
The question you just asked is like saying, can you describe the women and the youth? Of course, we know that the women are very powerful in, announcing, announcing innovation. They are very good in making sure that a project or a program is accomplished. We have seen it happen in diverse time. Will not, permit me to start mentioning, but we all know that women are very, forceful. They are very, good enforcers. They are early adopters, women. And not to talk about the youth. The youths have so much energy, and the youths, they are the ones that are the future for tomorrow. They are the young people. Even the way they are built, they are not old yet. They are not stricken in age. They are, they still have fresh blood. Of course, they are juvenile. Most of them are juvenile. Most of them are, youngsters, and they are able to feature prominently in driving transformation in that area. Come to think of it, if the youths of Africa are trained, if there is enough drones, if there is enough technology for them, of course, that is also what made a lot of youths to be disinterested in agriculture, to be disinterested in in farming. Why? Because of there is no science and technology in, or there has not been science and technology in agriculture before, in the sense that crude implements was being used by forefathers, and after long years, decades before now, the advent of technology came in, and just to help in managing agriculture and agribusiness programs. So so the role and the importance of women and youth in driving transformation in the using fourth industrial revolution cannot be overemphasized, because their roles are quite important, and when they are trained, they will go a long way to ensure that there is productivity. Then the issue of food security will be handled properly. You can imagine, this technology has been tried out in advanced countries and they are doing well. We have also heard success stories of our counterparts in Asia. We have heard success stories of the farmers in Malaysia, the farmers in China, also farmers in coming back to Europe, in Israel, in Netherlands. What about farmers in United Kingdom, in Germany? So one good thing that also technology has done is that even in the Internet of Things, there is knowledge sharing. There has become boundless. It's now an open, an open thing. So wherever we are, we can hear what farmers in Zimbabwe are passing through. Farmers in Australia are passing through. Even farmers in Brazil, in the other side, farmers in the United States of America. Can you imagine the farmers in Canada? We can even actually see them virtually. And we can also even deploy resources of training through technology to also encourage them in building capacity.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And in all of this, of course, we are moving towards the end of it now. I have one or two questions to ask you before we close. As a solution now is how do we do that? Because now it require fund, it require money, it require training. Of course, you just have made mention of that. Now, how do you think African government should go about building financial facility to enable new technology to be able to power, of course, the fourth industrial revolution as we have discussed so far?
Well, first of all, African economies have to go through a revolution of drastic recovery. African governments should concentrate on feeding itself with food, healthy, safe food, and cut down on food fraud, and come down on some practices which has been seen, which is very unfriendly to the health. We have to encourage consumption of healthy food, like I mentioned, vegetables, fruits, drinks, before spending money on the implementation of new technology. Yeah, I'm not ruling out the fact that we should go for technology, because of course we need it, like I had mentioned about cooperation, economics of cooperation, economics of cooperative. There is every need for us to also get the innovation. But Africa needs a dedicated and skilled workforce to address these challenges that are facing the continent professionally. African governments have to move away from current education system, which has its main focus on theory, because theory has been a challenge. People should be encouraged to learn, to do practical jobs. Africa should invest more time and energy in dual education system, a system of small-scale farmers with all the inputs required to produce enough food for the people. Africa, we Africans, we must be innovative. We must be creative enough. We must, leave the rooms and the corridors of mediocrity to using of what's available in the agriculture sector to facilitate development. And of course, you had asked the question about the youth and women. Yeah, the youth constitute the most vibrant force of the African population. We must not forget that. The youth is easily adaptable to new technologies. So training of the youth will help to bring about advancement of technology in Africa. Women also, who are well empowered, are very effective in bringing development. Giving women all the necessary resources will make them effective in bringing about economic advancements in Africa. Yeah, and also considering the fact that 70% of people in Africa are between 18 and 40 years. That age bracket alone, we cannot overemphasize the importance of the youth in the advancement. I had mentioned this earlier, in utilizing and maintaining of new technology. So majority, if not all smallholder farmers in Africa are women. Most of them also have to conduct their farming activities using minimal input. So can I say finally that improving lives of our youth and women should be the top priorities of all African governments. So we must embrace new technology. People should move from survival to self-sustainability. Yeah, we must have to remember Abraham Maslow's theory of needs of self-sustainability. It's very important. We have to really ensure this. Thank you.